What's up everyone, WizardKen here with another Xbox One World of Tanks video. Today we're going to be doing a first impression slash review of the Chinese Tier 8 Premium, the Type 59. Now this is an awesome little medium tank that we're going to be looking at today, and I'm super excited to be doing a first impression slash review. A lot of you guys have been asking for this video because you're on the fence whether you should buy it or not, and probably haven't seen too many people playing it. And I can understand that, so that's why we're doing this video today. Now the reason I call it a first impression slash review is because really I just got the tank, so I'm not an expert at it, so that's where the first impression comes in. We're going to still be learning this tank together. I'll be talking about the ins and outs, looking at the stats and everything, taking a tank inspector and looking at that armor a little bit more thoroughly, because one of the biggest selling points of this tank that World of Tanks has been promoting through their process is that how well this armor is, not only on the hull but on the turret. And you're going to see a lot of why they really emphasize this tank a lot on the armor and stuff like that once we get into the tank inspector. Now the reason why I'm doing a review on this tank, well, somewhat of a review, I'm going to give as best of a review as possible, even though I have very limited experience with this tank, is because a lot of you guys, like I said, want to take this tank out or see how it works and stuff like that. And I'm going to do my best to give you the best final impression of this tank so that you can buy it, because it's not going to be in the store very long. So that's why we're doing that. So anyways, before we jump into the rest of this, I would like to apologize for last week not putting up too many videos. Unfortunately, my Elgato wanted to fuck up on me, and I had to uninstall everything and reinstall things. That's why, like, on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, there wasn't anything going on because this thing just pissed me off. I don't know why it does it. It just does it once in a blue moon. I have to uninstall everything. It might be like the computer where, like, there's too many videos get built up on the cache area of the editing mode of the Elgato, and it just couldn't handle any more videos getting put on there. So I had to clean everything out, reinstall everything, and it's working fine now. So as you saw in the live stream, it worked pretty well. Now I think that's it for the that's pretty much it for everything. So let's jump into this tank and talk about, like I said, the Type 59, the Tier 8 Chinese Premium medium tank. Only sees Tier 8s and Tier 9s. I have brought this into Tier 10 battles. I haven't done bad with it. I've actually bounced a lot of Tier 10s in this. Now, one of the reasons why this probably doesn't see Tier 10s is because of the 100mm that we have on this tank. It only does 181 penetration and 250 damage. Now, the damage isn't a big deal as long as it shoots pretty quick, which it actually does almost 7 rounds in a minute at 6.9. But the 181 penetration, unless you're using premium rounds the entire time, the tank isn't really worth going against a lot of those Tier 10s. So that's probably why they kept it in the Tier 8 and Tier 9. So as you can see, it's got a pretty slick design to it. And like I said, we'll be going over a lot of this once we get into the tank inspector. But let's jump into the stats right now. Let's talk about the stats, and then we'll go into the tank inspector, and then we will get into a battle and stuff like that. One other reminder, remember guys, this is just a first impression slash review. This is just my thoughts on this tank. I'm not an expert in World of Tanks. I just do a lot of research and I play a lot, and I'm a decent player, but I'm not an expert. So you might be able to do a lot better than me in this tank, and you might be shittier in this tank. I just try to get the average player's thought on these tanks, and just make sure that you guys have an understanding of what you may be getting into, and then you could decide by the way your playstyle is whether you want to get this tank or not. And also, no, I did not buy this tank. I forgot to mention this at the beginning. Club Wargaming was nice enough to give me this tank. This is not a promotional video or anything like that. They're not selling me or paying me to do this or anything like that. This is purely my own stuff. I was just one of the lucky people to get a free one of these tanks and stuff like that. So anyways, let's jump into stats. Alright guys, so let's take a look at the stats of the Type 59, the Chinese Tier 8 Premium Medium. So One thing I forgot to mention at the beginning of this video is how much this tank is going to cost, which is one of the reasons why people are taking their time whether they want to buy this thing or not. Now, the cheapest package I believe is 7,850, and the highest package with everything, all the perks and whistles and everything, is 11,500, which is a pretty decent amount of gold coming out. I can't remember how much that is, but it's probably somewhere in the $50 range, I would say, for this tank. And yeah, it's pretty expensive. That's why a lot of people are asking me for this video. Now, the hit points on this thing is 1,300, which isn't bad because we're only seeing tier 8s and tier 9s, and there's nothing really that's going to one-shot us. I've taken a beating with this tank. I really have, and it's done really, really well for me. So, 1,300, I think, is a decent amount of hit points. The speed on this thing, not a shabby amount of speed, 56 kilometers per hour. Not terrible at all. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm pretty happy with that. Any faster than that, it would be considered a light tank pretty much. But I don't mind it. 56 is not bad. The whole armor on this thing is 100 on the front, 80 on the side, and 45 on the rear. Now, I will mention this again once we look at the actual armor because I've already done that portion of the video. But one of the things I want to point out is that the armor on this thing, don't be fooled by it only having 100 armor on the front. Because of how slanted it is and the angle is slanted, very nice, it's going to increase the effectiveness of that armor. It's going to go way up, and you guys are going to be like shocked to see how much it goes up. Also on the turret, you're going to notice that right now the turret armor is 200 in the front, 130 on the side, and 60 on the rear. You're going to notice that in different spots there's actually thicker parts of the armor than what you see. And I'm not talking about how, because it's angled and the effectiveness of that armor. What I'm talking about is there's actually different spots on this tank that you're going to see that have thicker spots than that 200 thickness. This is why I tell you guys, when you are going to buy a new tank and you're thinking about a tank line to go down, make sure you use a tank inspector. It's a free thing. All you have to do is go on Google and say World of Tanks tank inspector, and you'll find tons of different places that you can look at the tanks. Now, bear in mind, these are the PC tanks, and I think there's an app for your phone. You could do it too for the Xbox version, but this way you can get a little bit better in-depth look of where the weak spots are on these tanks and stuff like that. Now, as I was saying, like the whole armor and the turret armor, 100 in the front on the whole armor, but that goes up anywhere between 155 all the way up to 166, maybe even higher than that in certain spots. Once we get a tank inspector, we'll look at that. At the lower plate, the lower glacis is like 180 down to 190, or up to 190, and different. I think that it even goes higher than that. So it's just crazy how much this armor goes up. Now, the gun on this, as we talked about at the beginning, is 100 millimeter. The rate of fire is 6.9, which you could probably get 7 rounds in there with a pretty decent crew. I don't have a good crew in here because I don't have any good crews in the Chinese. I rarely play the Chinese tanks. I didn't care for that line going all the way up to tier 10. I think it's a crap tank. It's not really crap, but it's just not my cup of tea. I don't like the terrible gun depression on it and stuff like that. But anyways, this tank I'm enjoying very, very much. Now, the penetration with this 100 millimeter, as we said at the beginning, is 181. The damage is 250. And the view range on this thing is 380. Not terrible at all. Like I said, that's why you're seeing tier 8s and tier 9s. It's just the gun is not the most amazing. So, not bad at all. Now, some of the things I do want to mention is I did put a vertical stabilizer on here, gun lane drive, and a tank gun rammer. It does take about 7 seconds to reload on this thing, so you want to have that gun rammer to help you out as much as possible. The gun lane drive and the vertical stabilizer are to help me out with the aim time. The aim time is like 2 point. Let me check it out right now because I didn't write it down. 2.90, which does take a while to aim in. So, yeah, it can suck. Trying to shoot somebody while you're moving and stuff. So this stuff should help you get that aim time a little bit quicker. So hopefully that 2 point something will go down to 2 or 1 second to aim in. So with a better crew, I could probably get it down a lot more, but right now I just don't have a good crew for this tank. So anyways, let's go look at the armor on this tank, and then we will take this thing out for a spin. Alrighty guys, so let's take a closer look at the Type 59's armor. Now, one thing I want to point out real quick is that this is the PC version of the Type 59. The armor pretty much is the same, you know, the whole armor is 100 on the front, 80 on the side, 45 on the rear, and the turret armor is 200 on the front, 130 on the side, and 60 on the rear. But one thing I wanted to point out is, as I was checking this tank out earlier before I started recording, I was noticing that there were certain spots that had thicker armor than what it normally tells you in the basic stats in your garage. You know, like I said, in the garage it tells you just these basic numbers, but just so you guys are aware and stuff, that there are certain spots that have maybe a little bit thicker armor, base armor, than what the stats actually show, and we're going to be showing that off a little bit here. Woo, zoomed in a little bit too close there. So anyways, let's get this tank kind of pointing straight at us like if we were another tank looking at it, and let's start with the upper glacis, the upper hull part. Now, as you can see, the armor rating on here is 100, but because of how angled this armor is, and that's one of the aspects of this tank that they really try to promote for you guys to buy this tank, is that this thing has some slanted armor on it, and it is really, really nice. And as you can see, because of how slanted it is, that armor increased to 152 because of that. The effective armor is 152, which is pretty awesome. As you can see there, it says the armored angled is almost 50 degrees. It's 49 at the specific spot we're looking at, and you know that decreases a little bit as you get to where the upper and lower glacis meet. But as you can see, as we move towards the turret, that increases because it slants even more and more and more as you go up, and it gets harder and harder to hit. So almost to the turret, we're getting a 53-degree angle, which increases the armor. Just looking, not even angling ourselves at a 15 degrees left or right like you should do, that just increases to a 166 millimeter. This is pretty awesome because, as I said, this is just us looking at a tank, and I've bounced shots with this tank just looking at people. Because it is premium tank and it does have premium matchmaking and only sees tier 8 and tier 9. Now, I have brought this into tier 10s and bounced stuff, which is pretty ridiculous, but the tier 8s and 9s, I mean, you're going to be bouncing things like crazy. I know you guys have seen it on the live stream. I mean, I've bounced like 2,000, 3,000 worth of damage. It's a pretty amazing tank in the sense of its armor and stuff. Like I said, this is not a full review, but because of the lack of time that this tank is going to be in the shop for you guys to buy, really, you guys need to think about buying this thing. If there was ever a premium tank, especially a medium one, which I suck at mediums, and you know, this tank, I would highly suggest really taking an in-depth look at this video and maybe other people's videos and really thinking about buying this tank. If you are one of those people that don't buy premium tanks very often, that you really take your time on what you want to buy and stuff. So now let's angle this upper glacis just a little bit and see how much it increases. Look at this thing, 174. Wow, that's just amazing. That is just amazing. Look at this, 210. That is just ridiculous. That effective armor increases a lot, and we take a side view. Look how much that armor is angled. It is amazing. Like I said, it's about 50, you know, starts from like 48 and works its way up, but that's awesome. That's awesome. And then look at the lower plate. This is one thing I noticed when I was checking out this tank earlier. Even the lower glacis gets even more than the upper glacis. It's angled even more. It's just ridiculous. The lower glacis is 86. Let's see what we have when we're looking straight at it. 190, 188, almost 200 right at the bottom. And that's not even angling the tank. If we angle the tank, 225, angle some more, 281, holy shit. This thing is just ridiculous on the amount of effective armor that comes out from those angled pieces on it. Now, as you can see here, there's some spots you could probably hit here and here. Let's change the visual real quick. Collision. Actually, these might not be considered weak spots. Yeah, I mean, looking at the diagram, it is definitely looking like these might not be actual weak spots. I mean, you'll probably get some possibly damage out of it because of the explosion and stuff, but I don't know if these are completely weak spots or not in that sense. Let's look at hybrid. Yeah, this is looking mostly like you're just going to get the tank, like you're going to track the item. Yeah, I'm not seeing any green on here at all. It looks like you're probably just going to get tracks unless you get HE, and it'll probably blow into the side of it and hurt it a little bit there. But yeah, it looks pretty much like shooting in the tracks is not going to work dead on in that sense. Alrighty, so let's look at the turret now. Now this is what I was talking about. The turret armor is actually a little different in certain spots. As you can see, around the gun mantle, we're getting about 210 as the basic armor, which, like we said in the stats, it said 200. You can see down here there's 200. And then over here is 210 again. 230 here. 168. And it just changes all over the place. But look at that. That's why a lot of people are bouncing off this tank like crazy, because even though we're told that there's 200 armor here, it's actually thicker in other spots. Then that's just the base armor. That's not because of it being angled or anything. But as you can see, the effectiveness of that armor from 230, 307, that is huge. 216, this turret is one of the nastiest turrets I've ever seen. On one of these tanks. It's ridiculous. Usually I would see something like this on like the, like a really heavily armored tank, like a tank destroyer, like T-110E3 or, the Mouse or something like that. But look at this thing. This fucking medium is ridiculous on its armor. And this is pointing straight at us too. If we move to the side, it's still nasty as hell. It is really nasty. Now, pretty much a lot of people are like, oh, this tank is really overpowered. And it is in the sense of its armor. It really is. But does it need to change? No. No, not at all. Look at this gunner port. This thing, even here, is going to be hard to hit. Now, let's change the visual real quick. Back to collision. Actually, which one do we want to do? We want to do live, right? No. We want to do hybrid. All right, there we go. Hybrid's a little bit better. So as you can see on the hybrid, you can pen these areas, but it's going to be very hard. Well, I mean, these areas you're not going to, but like these, usually on tanks like this, you want to shoot at the gunner port or the commander's hatch. And as you can see on the gunner port, it's still really hard. I mean, just because of how it's angled, how the armor's moved around. I mean, certain spots you're going to bounce off of it. You really, really are. You're still going to do damage up here, but this is the spot I always shoot at. This is the spot I usually shoot. If I'm in a Type 59 fighting another Type 59, and I can't get around him or on his sides, this is where I shoot. And I always pen him. Majority of the time, I always pen him. Sometimes I hit the actual glass here itself and doesn't do anything, but majority of the time, I shoot here and it's going to damage it. Be honest with you, those are really the only weak spots you're going to see in the front. Of course, the sides and stuff like that are going to be pretty nasty, but don't try shooting the turret in the side. Sometimes you're going to probably bounce. Look at that. You're getting 200 something in some of these spots. In the back, it's a little bit less because it's not as angled, but really somebody's not going to just let you shoot in the side unless they don't see you. But yeah, I would go for the hole. I would shoot at the hole and not the turret if I'm going at their side, because I have bounced the side of these things when I shot at it with my T-59. So just be aware of that. And then, of course, the back and stuff like that, you could shoot at pretty easily. But the front, if this thing's facing right at you, I don't care what you're in, it's going to make it difficult for you to hurt them. It really, really is. So anyways, let's go and take this tank out and see what we can do. I swallowed wrong. Oh, we're on Cliff Rain Encounter Battle. We'll be going against tier 8s, tier 7s. There you go. And probably a tier 6 somewhere in there. Alright, any other T-59s? Ah, shit. I hate when I go against other T-59s. I mean, it's not like they're hard to kill. I mean, they can be hard. It's just, I want to be the only T-59. God damn it. Anyways, I enjoy this map with this tank. I've had a lot of success with it. And hopefully we could do the same now. I'm hoping to get up here and be able to spot some of these guys. There we go. There's a Tiger 2. ISU 152 definitely has us in its sight. I'm actually going to spend that repair kit because I'm just going to be out there way too long. My crew is just not fast enough on repairing. It's going to be one of the things I want to get next time around. One of the problems I foresee right now is just that. Oh, I bounced it. God damn it. That sucks. That sucks. Now, I should have went with those medium tanks up top, and that actually might have been a smarter move to do. But I was hoping to get some good shots in over here, but I am worried about that ISU 152. I really am. I'm not excited about that. But you know what? We are getting points for helping these guys out, so that's fine with me. God, that ISU really wants to knock the shit out of me. So there's our good hit right there on the IS-3. See if we can do it again. And as you can see, even that 152 is having a hard time getting us. Really, really, really is. I'm trying to hit that little plate, but I can't quite get... Holy shit! ISU 152 definitely got that hit in. I know that was him, that little prick. There we go. Finally got the hit. We're getting out of here. We just cannot get an eye on that ISU 152. So unfortunately, these guys, especially that fucking Tiger 2 being a pansy ass, not coming up here and helping me, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. Attack. No, I'm not attacking. I apologize, but unfortunately, I don't have the fucking armor to keep doing. Well, I mean, I do have the armor, but the problem is I cannot spot that ISU 152, and he's tearing me up. He hit me once. All he needs to do is hit me one more time, and I'm pretty sure. Oh, look at that! Got me right in the gun. Fucking premium using bastard. I know that was a hard hit. I know it was. All right, so this has got to be the other Type 59s over here. This has got to be. Wait, maybe not. Oh, yeah, I was correct. These guys are just trying to hunt people down. That's all it is. Come on, Type 59. Poke yourself out. Can I hit this other guy?
They've spotted us.
Nope. Nothing I can really do about it. There he is. Oh, I missed it.
Push him out.
Come on. Oh, nicely done, guys. Nicely done. Alright, so our other Type 59 is over here. See if we can get up here and help him out a little bit. Now, I haven't done a lot of damage this game, but that's okay. We're doing our best. There's a T-34. We'll possibly all go and jump on real quick.
They've spotted us.
I'm going to try to keep myself angled as much as possible.
Nice shot.
But I did not angle myself enough at the end there. Oh, I bounced off the back end. Gosh, dog it. Back into that turret.
Looks like that one went
There we go. There we go. Got him hurting. Where's this guy going? Yeah, dude, we gotta go this way. Get over here and see if we can come around these bad guys and get them. I'm really not against Artie right now. He didn't really fuck with me, so I don't know if I'll go hunt him down. I'll get better points if I go after these other guys. I'll definitely get better points. But we didn't do terrible. I mean, we got 3 spots and then 5 assisting in the hits and stuff. But it wasn't the most amazing. Maybe we might get some shots on these guys over here. Possibly. We're gonna have to keep going. Have no shots on them yet. He must be around the other side of the corner. Yep. Oh my god. These boys. Well, I spotted Artie. Might as well take a shot at him.
Enemies got us in their sights.
Well, there's one hit. Move! Artie's like, oh, I'm gonna kill him. No, I moved. I'm sorry. I apologize for being a prick to you and doing that to you. But, alright, so we're gonna sneak up and actually get some couple more hits on these guys. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a couple more hits because they are going a little slow up that hill. Yep. There we go. Tiger 2, you just got it, buddy. There you go. Look at me, Tiger 2.
They've spotted us.
This is super hard to do with this brush right here. Ah, fuck my life. I tried to shoot him at the top and I fucking missed it. Ah, it doesn't matter. Got 6 hits.
Mission accomplished.
Ah, that brush at the end really fucked me over. So we made 81,000 in silver, 3,746 in experience points, destroyed 1 tank, did 1,000 in damage, not the greatest. We only blocked 390. But that's okay. Our tracks took a lot of the damage, so it's a couple of hits, so it wasn't terrible. 1,239 in assisting, 3 detected, blah, 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 blah. That was not a very good game, but that's okay. That's just our first game. We could jump into another one. We did come in 3rd place. Did 12 shots, 11 direct hits, and only 6 penetrations. Not the greatest game. Like I said, let's try to get a lot better. I've done a lot better than this. But I just didn't do good that time. So let's see what we can do. Alrighty guys, so we're on Lakeville Standard Battle. Going to be going against Tier 9s, Tier 8s, Tier 7s. Yeah. Okay, so what are we going to do here? I don't know. To be honest with you, I think maybe going over the mountain pass might be better because we could use our turret to really bounce things. But then again, I think I might have more fun in the town, and I think that's where we're gonna go. Fuck it, we're going. We're gonna shoot high just in case somebody thinks, hey, let's spot these guys. We do have a T-54E1 to worry about, but I think I'll be fine. Really do. So we definitely have to do better than our first battle. We're gonna do our best to do that, but don't know how well that's gonna go. Now our buddies are in that middle area. I don't know how far they are on that mountain pass road. Oh, there they go. Now they finally crossed the area. That's what I wanted to know, because if nobody is over there, then that means everybody went to city and we're probably gonna die pretty quick. But we have hope now that we got a chance to actually kill some people in the town and not have tons of them in the town. Whee! Alright. No artillery. Alright, let's see if we can... Oh, there he is. T-54E1. Yep, bounced it. That sucks. Why is he pushing up that far? Yeah. Bad idea. Bounce it! VK? Or KV? Fucking KV4. Bouncing it.
Enemies got us in their sights.
Damn it. I didn't hit you that time, but that's okay. If I knew nobody was in the middle road, I would actually attempt to shoot at this guy, but... Why is this guy pushing so much? He's such an idiot. Why? Why push so much? Ah, see, now if all of us go, that's a different type of push.
They've spotted
Wow. I bounced that one. Terrible. Whew. That's alright.
Reloading.
Life is full of bad decisions. Tracked him. Somebody get him.
Looks like that one went right through.
Yeah, I'm not angling myself
Looking
enough
right
to
at us.
really do too much to this guy. There we go. Good job.
Focus on this location.
So I'm gonna go back to the base. Oh, oh, oh. I'll go this way. It's like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Yeah, sorry for blocking you up. Alright, I'm going back to the base.
The enemy is taking the base.
Apparently these guys didn't notice anybody in the middle there. But I did. Of course. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Can we hit him? No. No reason to even try. Jesus Christ, they're gonna tear us up. God damn it. My teams today are just being shittier shit teams.
The enemy is capturing the base.
No, fuck that.
We got him.
Let's shoot at this guy.
We pierced their armor.
Really?
Grazed him.
We're gonna graze them now? Oh, fuck this. Kill him! There we go.
Our team just wasted an enemy.
Now, where in the world... Oh, there he is.
Enemies got us in their sights.
Come on, shoot at me, bitch. I'll sit right here and let you shoot at me, too.
Enemies are capturing the
Ooh.
base.
Nice hit.
Nice shot.
Nice bounce.
Locked and loaded.
I missed.
We're
Hey,
moving.
Tiger 2, go screw yourself.
Track is good to go. That's gotta hurt.
I know this guy's gonna try to come up behind me. I know he is.
Enemies looking right at us.
How did I miss him? How in the world did I miss him?
Loaded and ready. Enemies got us in their sights.
Bounce it. Alright. What do I got? IS, Tiger, and I bounced it. That's alright. Ram me,
Track's
bitch.
come off. We're stuck.
You're dead.
Down.
You're lucky I didn't load up in time, bitch. I fucked it! God fucking damn it!
For 86.
Alright guys, so our team lost. Apparently they didn't know how to fucking cap a flag. I mean, I was going against 3 fucking guys. There at the end. And they still couldn't finish it. Now, I fucked up a lot by not being able to, you know, my gun, RNG fucked me over and not hitting that Chiri. Could have got rid of him. Could have focused on the Tiger a little bit more. I didn't have a fucking repair kit, which fucking sucks. I don't even remember why I used it, but oh well. Anyways, we did 57,000 in silver, 1,285 in experience points. Hey, you know, we're gaining a lot of experience points for just getting a defeat. We destroyed 2 tanks, did 1,972 in damage, 11 penetrations, 1,230 blocked. As I said, this is not my best games. I am not a medium tank player, but let me tell you, somebody that that can play medium tanks pretty well, it's going to tear this tank up. I mean, they're just going to be able to kick ass like crazy. And me personally, I'm just not one of those people. But even for me, I'm doing pretty fucking good for what I'm doing. Let's see. The other Type 59, he didn't do as much as me, so we're not going to look at his stuff. But yeah, 19 shots, 6 hits, 11 penetrations. And yeah, that fucked us over. Alrighty guys, so we're going to be wrapping up the first impression slash review of the Type 59. Unfortunately, I'm just not a really good tank, medium tank player at all, but I have had really good games in this tank. I really have. And you know what, to be honest with you, I know I didn't do the most amazing points, but I got a lot of silver. I still got a good amount of experience points out of it, but to be honest with you, I really think this is a really good tank for anybody. If I can play this tank and do decent on it, still come in 4th place, and different things like that, then anybody can do it. I mean, seriously, I'm not the most amazing with these tanks, but you saw me bouncing shots here and there and stuff like that, and it wasn't bad at all. This tank really does an awesome work. It's got a decent amount of speed. It's got an awesome thing of armor on it. The gun's not terrible for the tiers you're going to be going against and stuff. I mean, it really isn't that bad at all. It is a hefty price on here to pay. Like I said, let's just look at it really quickly just so you guys get an understanding. Like I said, the cheapest package is $7,850, and then you got $11,500 for the fully loaded one. What is that going to cost you in gold? It's probably going to cost you about, like I said, sorry about that, my dog is whining, 6,500 in gold plus... George, shut up! I'm trying to finish my video. You've done so good this whole time. His mommy's home, so he's being a dick right now. So you're going to need this, and then the basic one. So like I said, almost like 50 bucks. 30, 40, $45, 50 bucks, American dollars. So anyways, really I don't see anything bad about this tank. There's not much I see bad with this tank. So anyways guys, I'm WizardKen. Thank you so much for coming out. Please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We're almost at 6,000 subscribers. That is freaking awesome. We're almost at 1 million views also. I'm like 60,000 away from 1 million views or something like that. So 60,000 views away from it, so it's pretty awesome. My wife just took the dog out, so but like I said, it's not bad at all, and I'm making silver. I'm making bank off of this tank, and the experience points is too. And I do not have an op on for this tank. I did not get the privilege of getting an ops for this tank because I didn't buy it right out. If I want to, I could spend this gold on it to get the op, but I'm not. If there was an op, I don't know there is one, but if there is an op, I'm not using one on there. I'm just using this tank purely on its own, and it's doing really well. And like I said, I've done a lot better than these two battles, but unfortunately, time is a factor. Time is a factor. This tank's not going to be out there very long, and I think you guys should get out there and buy it. If there's a premium tank, I would say that is one worth buying and definitely putting the money down for, especially for you guys that have limited income or excess money to spend, and you rarely spend it on this game, and you want a premium tank. This is a very nice tank. It just takes a little bit of time to get used to playing mediums. If you're not used to mediums, you could definitely tear some people up. Like I said, once I get better and better with this tank, I know I'm going to be freaking making 2,000-3,000 damage a game, blocking 3,000-4,000 damage a game. I've heard of people doing even more than what I've done. Like I said, I've blocked 3,000 already with this tank in single battles, and I've come out like on top doing 2,000 or 3,000 damage. I just want it to be more consistent than what I'm doing now, and that's just me having to get better with this tank. I'm just not used to the fast movement of it. One of the major problems I was having, especially in that game, is the T-54E1 I was shooting at, or E2, I can't remember, the tier 9 that we were fighting, medium. One of the problems I was doing is I was giving him my side, and I thought I was angled more than that, but I was giving him purely my side, and that was because I'm just not used to how quickly the traverse goes back and forth. And as I barely move my traverse left or right, it's completely moving my tank a lot more than I'm thinking. And so I just got to get used to that. Once I get used to that, I'll be bouncing a lot more and taking a lot more hits than what I'm doing now. So, but this is definitely a premium tank I suggest you guys getting. So, anyways, until next time, guys, see ya.